Hello everybody, I hope you are doing fine. I welcome you all to my another video lecture. Actually, this is the second lecture of the circulatory system wherein we are going to study about blood transfusion and different blood groups. Generally, we have two systems of blood grouping in the human beings, that is ABO and RH system, right? Blood transfusions are important to study because suppose a person is is ailing from an illness or has an accident or an injury or during the surgical operations there's a loss of blood, so we need to transfuse blood from one person to another person, from the donor to the recipient patient. Okay, here to study these blood grouping systems is important because we cannot transfuse blood from one person which is of one kind to the patient whose blood group is of another kind. Okay, if the blood groups do not match, the agglutination will happen, and that can prove fatal for the patient. So this is where to learn to understand the blood groups is important. It is to avoid the medical problems, right? It is to avoid the it can cause even cause to death if a wrong blood group is incorporated in a patient, right? So generally we have two blood group systems in humans, ABO and RH system, right? What is this ABO blood group system? ABO blood group system, it was first, this blood groups, they were first discovered by a scientist called Landsteiner. Landsteiner, right? Blood groups are defined on the basis of the presence of certain antigens on the surface of RBCs. Like if we draw, suppose this is the surface of RBC, right? So there are certain antigens. We know that the RBCs are anucleated, they do not have a nucleus, right? So there are certain antigens present on the surface of RBCs. If there is antigen A present on the surface of RBCs, the blood group of this person is A. This is RBC, red blood cell, right? So if there are certain antigens present on the surface of RBCs which design the blood groups. So suppose this is antigen A present on the surface of RBCs, the blood group of this person is A. And suppose there is antigen B present on the surface of RBC, the blood group is B. The blood group is B. Now there are antibodies present in the blood plasma, right? RBCs are not alone, they are accompanied with the blood plasma. We know that blood is made up of plasma and the blood cells. Plasma is the liquid part, and blood cells are three kinds: RBC, WBC, and blood platelets. So whether a person is having blood group A or person is having blood group B, it depends on the type of the antigen present on the surface of RBC, right? So if the person has antigen A present on the surface of RBC, the blood group is A. If the person has antigen B present on the surface of RBC, the blood group is B. And if the person does not have any antigen on the surface, the blood group is O. And if the person has both antigens, antigen A as well as antigen B on the surface of RBCs, if the person has both antigen A and antigen B on the surface of RBCs, the blood group is AB. Understand? A blood group is designed or assigned on the basis of the antigen. Antigens are the proteins. What are antigens? Antigens are the proteins present on the surface of RBCs. So if the antigen present on the surface of RBC is A, the blood group is A. If the antigen present on the surface of RBC is B, the blood group is B. If there is not any antigen present on the RBCs, the blood group is O. And if both antigens A and B are present on the surface of RBCs, the blood group is AB. So this is about antigens. Now there are antibodies floating in the blood plasma, and the antibodies are complementary to the antigens. Antibodies are complementary to the antigens. Mark my words. Antibodies are complementary to the antigens, right? Which means that this blood group A, it has A blood type, A blood group means it has antigen A, which means that the antibodies present in the person having A blood group has B antibodies. Right? Look here, blood group A, it has antigen A and antibodies B, because antibodies and antigens are complementary, which means that if the person has A antigen, means blood group is A, and the antigens and the antibodies present in the plasma are B. So A blood group has B antibodies. Similarly, B blood group has A antibodies. And this O blood group, because it did not have any antigens, it has both the antibodies A and B. Look here, O blood group, it does not have any antigen present on the surface of RBCs, so it has antibodies both A and B. Now look at the blood group AB. This is AB blood group, because A and B both antigens are present here. So this blood group, because it has both the antigens, it does not have any antibodies. AB blood group, it has antigen AB, however it does not have any antibodies present on its surface, right? So now, which means that there should be the compatibility between the blood groups during the blood transfusion, right? There should be the compatibility between the blood groups during the transfusion. Understand? Suppose the blood that is suppose the blood group that is taken away from from the donor is A blood group. This is A blood group of the donor, and this A blood group, it can be given to the person A as well as AB. Why A? Because the blood group is same between A donor and A recipient, and also AB. Why? Because AB blood group does not have any antibodies. What will happen? What happens between the antigen and the antibodies? When they are of same kind, they will interact with each other. They will result in the clot formation. When antigen and antibodies are of same kind, they will form the clot. That's why this A blood group can only be given to the A person or a B person. Why? Because A, they have same kind of antigen, same kind of antibody. And why AB? Because AB does not have any antibodies, so it will not form any reaction. Understand? Similarly, B blood group can only be given to the B person. B person means person having the B blood group, right? So the donor has B blood group and the recipient also has B blood group. The blood transfusion can be done. And also this B blood group, it can be given to the AB person. Why? As I mentioned earlier, AB does not have any antibody. Because AB does not have any antibody, so it can receive blood from any person. It can receive blood from A, this is AB, it can receive blood from A, it can receive blood from AB, it can receive blood from O, it can receive blood from B. Why? Because here AB blood group, it does not have any antibody. This is what happens here in the donor-recipient relationship, right? Blood group A can be donated to A as well as AB, B can be donated to B as well as AB, and blood group AB, this blood group AB can only be given to the AB. Why? Because why cannot this blood group A be given to A or B? Why only AB? Blood group AB can be only given to AB, not A or B. Why? Because we see here the blood group AB has both the antigens A as well as B. And if this blood is being given to the A, this A antigen is here, A antigen is here, it was fine. But this B antigen present here, it will form reaction with this B antibody. Similarly, why cannot AB blood given to the B? B antigen is here, B antigen is here, it was fine. But this A antigen here will form the reaction, will form the clot with the A antibody present in the B blood group. Understand? Let me rewind this. We have four kind of blood groups: A, B, AB, and O, which are designed on the basis of the antigens present on the surface of RBCs. Blood group A has antigen A present on the surface of RBCs. B blood group has B antigen. AB has both antigens A as well as B. O does not have any antigen. And then I said that antibodies are complementary to the antigens, which means that this blood group which has antigen A will have antibody B. B blood group has antigen B, so it will have antibody A. AB has both the antigens AB. It does not have any antibody. O blood group does not have any antigen. This is the O blood group. Where is it? O blood group, it does not have any antigen, so it has both the antibodies A as well as B. Now, this A blood group, this is donor, this is recipient. This is donor, this is patient. Right? This is recipient means the person who is receiving the blood. Donor means the person who is giving the blood, donating the blood. Right? So the A donor can give blood only to A as well as AB. Why A? Because both have same antigens. Why AB? Because AB does not have any antibody. Similarly, B can give blood to B as well as AB. AB can give blood only to AB as well as, however, O, the blood group O, can give blood to all the blood groups O, A, B as well as AB. Why? Because O blood group does not have any antigen. Okay? What is antigen? Antigen is not only the proteins that are found on the surface of RBCs. Antigen is name for any foreign object that enters our body. Whenever any foreign object called antigen enters our body, the antibodies present in our system, present in our blood, they fight against that antigen. They fight against that antigen. Similar thing happens in the blood transfusions. A blood, only this. A blood group, A cannot be given to B. Why? Because here, A and B, they have different antibodies. A blood group can be given only to the A person because that person does not have the A antibody. It has the B antibody. Means blood group B cannot be given to A person. Similarly, blood A cannot be given to B person because this blood group B has the antigen, same antibody for the antigen of the A blood group. Right? So this is antigen antibody reaction that defines that which blood group can be given to which person. Right? So in general there are four blood groups A, AB, B and O, which are assigned on the basis of the antigens present on the surface of RBCs. Okay, and then we have antigen, antibodies are complementary to each other, means any person which has blood group A means that it has A antigen present on the RBCs. So this person will be having B antibody in the blood plasma. So it cannot receive blood from any person which has B antigen. Understand? So that's how the four blood groups are here: A, B, AB, and O. And A can give only blood to A and AB, B can give to B and AB, AB can give blood to AB, O can give blood to all the four different blood groups. That's why O is called as the universal donor. Why? Because it can give blood to A, B as well as AB, right? And AB can receive blood from A, O, B and AB. That's why it's called as the universal recipient. AB is called as the universal recipient and O blood group is called as the universal donor, right? So this is about the ABO blood group system in case of the human beings. And there's one more system that's called as the RH system. RH system. There is one more antigen, one more class of antigens present on the surface of RBCs in some people. It's not present like ABO blood group is present in every human being. It's present in every human being. But there's one more system called RH system. RH system is present in some people and absent in other people, right? RH system is actually a class of antigens called D antigens. When they are present on the surface of RBCs, they are called RH positive. They are called as RH positive. And it may be, and in those people where it is absent, they are called as RH negative. This is the surface of RBCs, and if there are D antigens are present here, D antigen are present here, that person is called as RH positive. And if D antigen is absent, that person is called as RH negative. So a person can be A positive, B positive, AB positive, O positive, or A negative, B negative, AB negative, RH negative. How? Irrespective of the ABO blood group, it is present in every human being. ABO blood group. You can be A, you can B, you can be AB, you can be O. You can be any blood group of the only 4 kinds. There are only 4 kinds, right? Now there is one more factor that's called RH. RH means rhesus monkey, the common monkey. It was first found in the monkeys. That's why the name is RH factor, right? So if this RH factor, that is D antigen, is present, that person can be A positive, B positive, AB positive, or O positive. And if this is absent, the person is A negative, B negative, AB negative, or O negative. So this RH factor, it does not alter, it does not modify the ABO system. It does not change. For example, RH factor, whether it is present or absent, it does not change with your blood group. If you are A blood group, you will stay A whether RH is present or absent. If you are B blood group, you will still remain B blood group whether RH is present or negative. Which means that RH system, it does not alter or does not modify your already existing blood group. Understand? It's another factor. It does not interact with the ABO blood group. It is another class of antigens called D antigens. If they are present, the person is RH positive. It can be A, B positive, AB positive, or O positive, right? And if it is absent, you can be A negative, B negative, AB negative, O negative. But it does not change this blood group. It does not change your blood group. It does not modify your blood group. Understand? So this is about the RH system. It's also important, like it's important that the blood groups of the 2 people between the donor and the recipient, they should match. They should match. Similarly, it's also important that the RH factor should also match. Why? Suppose a blood is being given, blood is being given to a person who is, say, RH negative, right? Suppose we have person A, okay, and we have person B. This person B is RH negative. This A person is RH positive, right? So if this blood, RH positive blood is being given to RH negative person, this RH negative person, after receiving that RH positive factor through the blood transfusion, will develop antibodies. Against this RH factor. Understand? We have person A, we have person B. B person was RH negative. A person was RH positive. So when we transfused the blood, RH positive blood to RH negative person, This Rh negative person, after receiving the Rh positive factor, will develop antibodies against it because it was an antigen to it. It was a foreign factor to it. So it will develop antibodies against that Rh factor. Right? So now, in subsequent blood transfusion, this Rh positive blood cannot be given to this B person, this Rh negative person. Why? Because it has already developed antibodies against that Rh factor. It can result into fatal conditions. It can prove deadly to the person. Why? Because this person has developed antibodies against that Rh factor. There's one more similar condition that happens during the pregnancy. That's called as erythroblastis fetalis. Erythroblastis fetalis. Before the science did not know about the Rh factor, there used to be certain deaths in the newly born babies, and the people and scientists were not able to. Nobody knew anything. Why is this happening? But then was this Rh factor discovered. What is erythroblastis? Erythroblastis is a condition in which, say, Rh negative mother is giving birth to a Rh positive baby, right? Usually there is placenta through which the mother is feeding the embryo during pregnancy, right? But the blood transfusion does not happen between the two, that the mother and the baby. The blood does not transport between the mother and the developing embryo, right? So that's why the Rh factor does not travel. However, during the when the mother is giving birth to the baby, there may be a slight exposure of that blood of the Rh positive baby. Where does the Rh baby come from? Rh positive factor in the baby came from the Rh positive father. The mother was Rh negative. The baby is Rh positive. Undoubtedly, this Rh positive factor in the baby came from the Rh positive blood of the father, right? So when this mother is undergoing pregnancy, she is nourishing this baby in her womb, right? The blood transfusion does not happen, but it happens during the delivery. During delivery, there is a slight exposure between the blood of the mother and the baby. So this Rh positive factor from the baby travels to the blood of the Rh negative mother. As a result, this baby is born very normal. The first baby born is very normal, right? It does not have any complication because the blood transfusion did not happen during the pregnancy time. The exposure happened only during the delivery time, right? So during delivery time, this Rh positive factor blood, it travels to the mother. Now the mother will develop the antibodies against this Rh factor. So what will happen during subsequent pregnancies or during future pregnancies? If the baby happens to be Rh positive again, then the mother's antibodies against that Rh factor may prove fatal to the baby. That condition is called as erythroblastis fetalis, and this condition is now corrected by giving a Rh factor suppressing dose to the mother after delivering a Rh positive baby, right? So this is all about the blood transfusions and the blood groups in case of the human beings. We discussed two blood group systems, that's ABO and the Rh system. Thank you for watching me.